first time ever.
Warning acts of terror.
We are ready to engage with a two-state solution.
Some of his most senior cabinet members
The drivers of a new economic age.
On 26 November 2025, a deadly fire tore through a residential high-rise complex in Hong Kong, turning an ordinary homes into a scene of horror and heartbreak. This is the story of that night, of the tragedy, the failures, the rescue and aftermath. Now in this video, we'll walk you through what happened, how it spread, who's affected, why it became so deadly, and what it means for Hong Kong and building safety everywhere. The fire erupted at Wang Court, a residential estate located in Tai Po district in Hong Kong's New Territories. The estate consists of 8 high-rise towers, each with around 31 to 32 stories, originally built in 1983. These towers housed nearly 4,800 residents across roughly 1,984 flats, making this densely populated complex. Now, at this time of the fire, the building were undergoing major renovation maintenance work. As part of this, scaffoldings, it made of bamboo and wrapped in mesh plastic netting, surrounded the exterior of the towers. Now, many residents were elderly or vulnerable, which in hindsight contributed to the severity of the casualties. Now, how the fire started and it spread. The blaze reportedly began around 2:50 p.m. local time on 26 November 2025 in the scaffold structure around one tower block Foxtrot, Wang house. The initial ignition was external in the bamboo scaffolding and the green mesh netting that wrapped the building for renovation. Now, because bamboo and the mesh were highly flammable, the fire rapidly moved upward, climbing the exterior walls and then breached into flats as the fire progressed. Flames then spread to adjacent towers, engulfing 7 of the 8 buildings in the estate within hours. Investigators also found potentially hazardous materials in addition to the scaffolding netting. Flammable insulation or foam panels and other construction materials were suspected to have helped the fire spread internally. Windy weather and renovation related open spaces may have further accelerated the flames, making this a rapidly escalating inferno. What was the scale of the tragedy? As of the latest official reports, the death toll has risen to at least 94 people, making this one of the deadliest residential fires in Hong Kong's recent history. In addition to fatalities, over 76 people have been injured, including at least 11 firefighters and many residents. Early on, authorities lost contact with 279 people, many of whom remain missing or unaccounted for, even as rescue operations continue. Roughly 900 residents have been evacuated and taken to temporary shelters or emergency accommodation as their homes were destroyed or deemed unsafe. The scale of the disaster is massive, not just a localized fire, but a multi-tower catastrophe that impacted thousands of lives. Now, firefighters and rescue teams worked through the night under extreme conditions, with collapsing debris, intense heat, choking smoke, trying to reach the trapped residents. There are tragic losses even among the rescuers. At least one firefighter lost his life in the line of duty. At the same time, survivors and neighbors rallied. Many escaped because alerted by neighbors or even by emergency calls, since reportedly fire alarms in some flats did not work or had failed, possibly due to the renovation. Now, a grassroots effort emerged on social media and community platforms. Families used a publicly shared, crowdsourced SOS map to track flats in real time. On this grid, each apartment was represented as a colored square, red for missing or SOS green for safe. Many families refreshed the map every few seconds looking for their loved ones. Heart-wrenching stories emerged from elderly residents to lone children to pets, all trapped inside unknown. The chaos, confusion, fear, hope, and heartbreak pulled the city together. Certainly, safety failures and responsibilities were also seen. Initial investigations by Hong Kong police and fire authorities point strongly to gross negligence by the construction renovation firm responsible. On suspicion of manslaughter, 3 men, 2 company directors, and an engineering consultant have been arrested. Now, primary safety failure include use of flammable bamboo scaffolding and mesh or plastic netting, non-fireproof materials such as polystyrene foam insulation near windows and lobbies, possibly disabling or missing fire alarms, and lack of proper fire retardant external coverings. Now, the speed at which the fire spread outside to inside block to block suggests systemic failure. The scaffolding design was wholly inadequate for high-rise renovation, especially in a densely populated apartment estate. Now, this disaster raises serious questions. How many more buildings in Hong Kong use similar unsafe renovation materials? Are authorities enforcing fire safety regulations strictly? Now, the government has begun a full-scale review of building safety across all housing estates undergoing major renovation, especially sites using bamboo scaffolding or older materials. Temporary shelters have been set up for displaced residents. Emergency aid and funds have been promised to assist victims and families. The tragedy has renewed public debate about construction norms, fire standards, and even accountability and governance, not just in Taipo but across the rapidly urbanizing and high density zones. For Hong Kong's authorities, this may be a turning point. The first time indicates such a large fire has hit, demanding stricter regulations of scaffolding, renovation, governance, and building material compliances. For society at large, it is a reminder that modern urban living comes with responsibilities. Safety cannot be compromised for convenience or cost cutting. Now, what is the bigger picture here? Why this matters beyond Hong Kong? Hong Kong is not the only city with high-rise housing, tight living spaces, and ongoing renovation. Many global cities face similar risks. For all urban planners, policymakers, and residents, this fire is a wake-up call. It shows how small design decisions, scaffolding materials, insulation, fireproofing can spiral into a catastrophe when scaled across hundreds of units and thousands of people. It underlines the need for transparency, regulation, enforcement, especially in renovation projects, and for residents' awareness, fire alarms, exit safety, emergency plans. Finally, it's about human lives, families, children, elderly, our neighbors. Buildings are more than bricks, they are homes, and home safety must be absolute. This disaster at Wang Court is a tragedy. 94 lives lost, many more injured, hundreds displaced, and thousands traumatized. But perhaps out of this darkness can grow a renewed commitment to safety, accountability, governance, and humanity. If you live in a high-rise apartments or in a building under renovation, check your fire alarms. Ladies and gentlemen, know your exits. Demand fire-safe scaffolding materials. For policymakers, builders, developers, this is a stark reminder. Cost savings are worthless if lives are at risk. If you find this video informative, please share it. Let's spread the awareness. Let's push for safer cities, not just in Hong Kong, but everywhere. Stay safe, stay alert, be aware. Jai Hind and Jai Bharat.